Hello, my butterflies. Welcome back to Queen TT Loves. You guys are going to get ready with me today. I am exhausted, so if I sound like I'm exhausted and I look exhausted, but I'm getting ready to relax, so let's get started. So today's topic, I am going to expand on the dating topic, and I am going to speed up my eyebrows, and I will be right back. Okay, go, because y'all know I'm late. Okay, brows are done. That was quick. So I don't have much time today. Oh, I forgot to put on my lip gloss. People cold in these streets. Let's see. I knew something was off. I was like, okay, Asia, you look a little not alive, but you look a little more not alive than normal. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna prime my face. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and finish my face. Okay, so let me tell you. So we were talking about, or I was talking about, y'all was listening, how I think people should date now. Everybody, actually. So I think people should date, should prepare themselves for dating by deciding what they don't want. The reason why this came about as a topic that I was thinking about is because I'm not giving my personal opinion. Everything I'm saying is just what I see and how I take what I see, but not an opinion, so to speak. I won't give you my opinion, actually. So people are becoming very fluid with everything. That's just the bottom line. They're becoming fluid with everything. And so there are almost no boundaries. So in order to keep up with things that are changing or becoming more popular, because I won't necessarily say that they changed. It's probably always been there, but now these type of things are just more accepted. And so that means you need to prepare for the type of things that are going on, right? Okay, so if people are more quote unquote free or fluid and the various categories, I guess you could say, that are used, then people need to be prepared, because what seems to be happening is somebody could be out there living their best life with him, her, them, they, a group, one person, all of these things. But what I've also found to typically be true is that those things are not shared with everybody. So somebody may want to date you, and they may not even tell you all of those things, because they feel like that is not something that those are not things that you would do and accept. And I don't think that that's fair. So I think that you need to, number one, pay attention for signs for various things. Same as always, that is, there is no change there. But think about the things that you don't want in a relationship. And that doesn't only go with sexual preference. It also goes with goals, behaviors. All of those things are still exactly the same. So I would really think about, okay, if this type of person approached me, am I interested in this type of relationship? Am I interested in that type of relationship? What are the qualities that I want? What type of future do I want? To make sure that, I gotta go up, y'all, because this is off a little bit. To make sure either it's off or my vision is off. Either way, that means it's off. Nothing we can do about that. It means it's still off. So either way, oh no, don't go. You know what? Okay. Either way, just think about the things that you do and do not want within a relationship. That is no different than what you should have been doing. But what I would do is become familiar with the different types of relationships that are out there today, because there are a couple of types that I was like, say what now? You don't know unless you know. But I think that it's better to be prepared in advance for what you want versus not being prepared. And as an Aquarius, shameless plug for Aquarius, as an Aquarius, I could tell you that typically we like plan in advance. And I don't mean an event. I mean, we plan in advance, like, okay, if this happens, then this. If that happens, then that. We save money different. We plan for our whole life different. So, excuse me. So, that if things happen or come up, we can have our game plan ready. So, if I were dating these days, I would have planned for what's going on the same way that I'm telling you. So I would be thinking, okay, is this the type of relationship I want? Do I want to date somebody who has been in that type of relationship? Because that matters as well. It does, because just like you need to decide if you want to date someone, well, I won't say that. You need to decide who you want to date. You need to plan ahead. Aquarius are really good at that. We typically plan ahead because we are very proactive, and we don't want to be stuck in a situation where we're blindsided or ill-prepared. So that's just what we do. So I would actually recommend that everybody do it because, you know, some of the things that you hear, I'm going to, let me do Rick Ross today. Or Rick Ross. I'm not even listening to him. Ross sauce. Let's do Moonlight. I'm only doing 2 colors. So I'm going to do Moonlight. And then I'm in love with that color. Let me do a different color. I'm going to do Moonlight and no. I'm going to do Poison and King. I'm going to try Poison and King. And if y'all want to know how much time I got, I got 10 minutes. I still look like this and I got 10 minutes. Okay, so, but yeah, Aquarius like to plan in advance because we don't like things to come up and surprise us. So at least if we've thought about it in advance, then we know what we will and won't deal with. What I have found is people that are not prepared to deal with things, they can be persuaded more. They can be persuaded more because they don't know if they like it or not. And when somebody presents you with something, of course it's going to sound enticing. It's not going to sound terrible. So if you're not prepared to, if you're not prepared for that, those type of questions to even be asked or that type of situation, then you could possibly, girl, be caught up, or boy, or whoever, you could be caught up in a situation that you weren't prepared for. Because somebody made it look good, and this could be fun, and you don't have to do this. You know how things get presented, especially if the presenter feels like there will be any pushback. Oh, they're prepared before they come to you. Please believe me. People watch you before they come to you. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Because before you would attempt anything, I can guarantee you do your research first. So I can't necessarily say that that's a bad thing. I don't think that it is. It's just like anything else. So that's my quick little caveat for that. Does anybody else feel like it's just way too much going on in the dating world right now? Like there's a lot of options, a lot of freedom, less commitment. Anybody else feel like that's what we're getting away from? And I'm really interested to know, because I don't, how is that so okay for so many people? Because even just as I think about my sign, and I'm not even being funny, we like things, Aquarius like in order. We like things in order. We typically will do things in order. That's why this whole being late thing, I can't. It's giving me anxiety, actually. But I'll be tired. But we like things in order. So obviously, if I am, maybe I put yellow. No, I'm gonna stick to what I said because I gotta go. If I'm talking to somebody or dating somebody, I want commitment. I personally want commitment. I mean, I guess that would be obvious because I'm married, but I would want commitment. And I don't have time for 67 people or personalities. So I just don't understand how it works. How does it work? How does it work? Somebody inbox me and tell me. Somebody DM me and tell me how that works. DM me on Instagram. This is, I want to know. And I don't have anybody to ask that I think I know. I don't think so. But yeah, you have to plan in advance. You know, some people, plan in advance and know that they want to date somebody from the military because the benefits, that lifestyle, all that good stuff. So this doesn't just relate to dating preference and whatnot. It also relates to, some people have a preference on career. They do. Because, you know, like with the military, those families travel and they do all this stuff. And so some people, you know, if you come from it, you probably, and you love it, then you will want it. Okay. Why does this thing go in and out? Can anybody tell me that? I need to pick up a dark one. And this is right here. Don't want this color. Let's see if this works. I had to pick up a Huda Beauty palette because I don't have time. It's not gonna work. It's not dark enough. Y'all, this is a disaster. And the girl's gonna kill me. Okay, I have a nude palette. These purples is not deep enough. Ask me if I want to cuss right now. Go ahead and ask me if I want to cuss right now. Every daggone palette I pick up is going to have no dark color in it. Oh. Okay, I think this wine color might be good. Oh, it's going to have to work. It's going to have to work. Okay. Okay. I think this is working. What are some of the things that you all think that people, especially young people in the dating world, should watch out for right now? What are some of the things that you think that's going to have to work? Y'all, sometimes, just sometimes, I'm going to be late. Sometimes, just sometimes, days go bad. They don't go so great. And then I have a bit of a tude. So then I'm glad when there's a distance that I have to drive, in a nice little distance between where I live and where I'm going. Because this little tude, oh honey, it could light up a room like the Star Spangled Banner. It can. And that's another thing about Aquarius too, is that when things are not going right, we are not happy. And we will just be like, forget it. We will. In our personal life. As far as work is related, we like go-getters. We're going to keep trying. Which is why I'm tired. Because last night, until this morning, I was editing. I was editing till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So then I finally went to sleep. But then I have to be up early And then I have to pack my bag because I have my brunch. And then today is my boo Kasha's birthday. Happy birthday, Kasha. And so I have to pack another outfit to take with me so that I could dress tonight for her dinner. And then the twins next door woke me up this morning because for whatever reason, I'm trying to tell you, they want to be on the wall that my wall sits on wherever they're playing. I'm not sure why they're even right there, but my wall sits there. And so sits on the wall that they're playing on. So I don't know why they do it, but I'm gonna have to use my dry foundation. So they're, you know, doing their thing, banging on the wall this morning. So out of the sleep I was able to get, it was broken because they are banging on the wall. So that was pretty cool. So I got up an hour before I have to be where I have to be because I'm tired. And I said, okay, what am I going to wear? And something else that you might like to know about me, if I wear something to an event, I'm probably never wearing it again. And I wore this dress to something, so it wasn't very likely that I would wear it again. But I like it so much. So, cold, I'm late. So, I grabbed it out of the closet. I put it on. I said, okay, let's go. And then that's how I was at least able to get dressed quick. But I should have packed last night because it's really thrown my morning off. But I thought I was going to be able to get a couple of good hours in. I really did, because I didn't think that my neighbors was going to be cutting up like that, because I've told them before that they're driving me crazy. Guess that didn't work, did it? And that's another thing about Aquarius. We don't mind speaking up. We are going to do it politely, but we don't mind speaking up if we need to. If we determine that it's no use, then no, we might not. But if we think that it will be a meaningful conversation, one that is good, and the end result is positive, even if you don't like what we say. What I mean by positive is that, you know, you won't turn it into, well, I never liked you anyway. And in the third grade, okay, well, you should have told me in the third grade. If we feel like it'll turn out positive, then we'll listen. We're all for it. But if you think you finna utilize that opportunity to get on our nerves, when we're trying to tell you how you're getting on our nerves, then we're going to have to conclude this conversation. We could have a separate conversation when you call us to the table. But because I called us to the table, we could only talk about what I want to talk about. Because if it was so important, you should have told me. Right? Right? I'm trying to tell you. Aquarius are very calculated. We are very calculated. And of course, you want to know why this stuff is still on the bottom of my face. Okay, y'all. So, obviously, curling it like that ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna. So, we gonna have to do chunks. Which is okay. Because I'm going to brunch, not a fancy dinner. like later. Now, I will have to take this curling iron. I will have to properly wrap it so that I don't burn my car up, because I've set my car on fire before. I did. I've done some strange things, or some strange things have happened to me. I didn't really just sit there and set my car on fire, but my car has been from the inside out. I'm telling you. When y'all get grown, I'll tell y'all some stories that are hilarious. And you'll be like, oh, my poor TT. I'm like, no, it's okay. We good. Aquarius generally own, if we did something, we just own it responsibly. We're not like defensive or nothing like that. Now, it depends on how you come at us. If you come at us crazy, then expect a full-on war. Expect one, because we're not here for it. We typically, I say typically because it's a caveat to everything, we typically don't bother people. We don't come for you. We let you live your best life. So let us live our best life too. Just do. Let us live our best life as well. I promise you'll be much happier if you do so. Especially if you're dating an Aquarius. Now, let me tell you how to prepare to date an Aquarius. Whoever just said, don't go there with me. Don't come for me. Just be prepared to have things planned 5 years in advance. 5 years in advance. And when I tell you it's going to be detailed, it's going to be good. But just be prepared to have it 5 years prepared in 5 years in advance. Once you reach a goal, prepare to, as a couple, even as a couple, prepare to have another goal sitting right behind that goal. Because that's how it works, right? You meet one goal, you head to another one. That's how it works. So those of you that are younger and you're an Aquarius and you're like, what is wrong with me? Like, as soon as I do something, why am I already on my way to something else? Well, baby, it's because you're an Aquarius. What did I think I used this for my concealer last time. I don't think so. Oh, this. If y'all could hear the neighbors in the background, I told you so. They won't let me be great. They won't let me be great. And what I don't understand is why. Like, some people should live on a farm. Because if you're going to make that type of noise, you should live on a farm. Even the drummer. My sister was over here the other day, and she came up to tell me something. She came up to tell me something. She's like, is that the drummer? And I said, uh-huh. I said, he's walking the neighborhood today. She fell out laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was like that. And I said, well, what did you think I was saying? What did you think I was saying, Cal? I wasn't exaggerating. Okay. Okay. So, I at least need some vibricity. Is vibricity a word? Like being vibrant? Like vibricity? If it's not, then I would like to make it a word for the purposes of this show or this YouTube or whatever of this YouTube. I would like to make it a word. What did I say? Vibricity? Yeah, I want to make that a word. like vibricity. Like, oh, there's a lot of vibricity in her face. I love to make up words too. I usually don't call people by their names either. I call them by what I think their name should be so I can remember them. It's cool, huh? And people let me do it. It's like usually a cool name. Like, I think one of my sisters, her husband, I think I called, what did I call him for a minute? I think I called him Rico. I want to say I called him Rico. I don't even remember. I don't even remember now, but for a long time, I called him Rico. But the ironic thing is I hired him at a previous job. I hired him to work at the company. No, they didn't know each other at that time. It was no funny business going on. I hire people based on their experience. But I called him his name when I hired him. But once he became a part of the family, I gave him a different name. Aquarius are strange. We do interesting things. Oh, you want to know what else to do to prepare to date an Aquarius? Prepare to, and these are only the girls. So the boys are different. If I could find one to talk about it, I'll let the boys talk about it, because the Aquarius male that I dated, so the Aquarius woman, okay, or the Aquarius girl, prepare to date somebody that is really mature. Aquarius are generally really mature because we have a lot of questions. Oh, Lord, the questions. So when we actually do talk, we have a lot of questions because we just want to know, not that we're questioning something or we don't believe you. In fact, if we don't believe you, we won't ask very many questions. My mom used to tell me when I was little, because I guess some people were not telling the truth. So she would be like, Asia, don't ask them nothing. And I would be like, why? That don't make sense. I want to know. And she would tell me, you don't need to help send nobody to you know where, because you know they gonna lie. And I was like, okay. Like, all right, Mom, whatever. But we ask a lot of questions because we want to know. We're very, very inquisitive. And now I know inquisitive is a word, but shoot, I forgot the other word already. That's okay. It's a good thing about recording. I'm going to go back and see what the word is, and I'm going to start using it from now on. That's going to be our butterflies word. Vibrantish? What was it? Vibricity. Vibricity. That's going to be our word. And we're going to be like, people are going to be like, oh, I didn't know that was a word. And you're going to be like, that's because it's my word. And Aquarius like a lot of things of their own. So we typically don't want what everybody else has. Hence us being very, very faithful. Very, very faithful. So we don't want what other people have. We like to do it different. We like to, even if it's the same idea of something, we want to add something to it that just belongs to us. That way, we feel like we put our own personal touch on it, you know? Who wants to be, well, some people like to be the same as others. And I don't think it's anything wrong with that either, necessarily. That's what you want. Knock yourself out, homie. But yes, we are trendsetters. And we like to do it different. And I just burned my forehead. So that should be real cute. Because whatever happens to me is going to be to the 10th power. So if I have a gash in the middle of my forehead in an hour, and I can't record for 3 days. No, actually, I'm going to come back and record. I want y'all to see if it looks bad. Okay, so let me do my eyeliner. And then we'll see. Okay. What else about an Aquarius? We're pretty dope. We really are. You don't bother us, we won't bother you. Ooh, we are not clingy either. The women are not clingy. So if you want to date somebody that you can live your best life because they're sure living their best life and they're not extra clingy and texting you and calling you every 5 minutes, we're your girls. Because we just aren't. We don't have time for it and we don't care. Yeah, we don't have time for it and we don't care. So if you want somebody who is clingy, an Aquarius woman is not a good pick for you. Because we're not clingy. And I'll give you that one for free. Because a lot of guys, well, I can only speak from my experience and other people that I know as Aquarius. Guys get with them and then wonder why we're not calling that much. Oh, you think you're too good, stuff like that. No, player. I told you I wasn't calling you every 5 minutes. I told you I wasn't clingy, and you liked it until you got bored. Now, you don't have nothing to do and you want to talk. Well, then pick up the phone and call. Okay, so I did my bottom liner. Ooh, the girl's gonna kill me. Okay. I know y'all hear that. That's the twins, y'all. And y'all wouldn't even believe they little video things. Okay. I don't want any lipstick. So I think on my necklace, my bling earrings. I need to put my rings on. Cut this curling iron off. Throw some makeup in a bag. Oh. I'm telling y'all, the not being able to have on a fan thing, oh my gosh, it's so hot that way. It really is. Maybe I'll do a little highlighter. Just a little bit. Okay. What are the cool things about your sign? Either dating or otherwise. What are some of the questions that you have about dating these days? What are some of the things that you have questions about, if you have questions at all? Or do you need to know what type of things you should be looking out for if you're just now starting to date? Or you just have questions about dating, period. You don't necessarily have to have, I did not highlight, changed it a lot. I think I'll take that highlighter with me. So, let's see. Put in my nose ring. I'll spray and do all of that in the car. Let's take a look. I will separate my curls in the car. Okay, so some of the curls fell, but that's okay. I'm going to LA anyway. They're going to be on the floor. That is it for today. Thank you for joining me on this, what I thought was going to be a quick video. Speeding a lot of it up, so we'll be good. So goodbye, butterflies, goodbye. Goodbye, butterflies, goodbye. Thank you for getting ready with me. Goodbye.